Good evening, friends. Myself, Dr. P. Samuel, Assistant Professor, Department of Biotechnology, Bishop Weber College, Trichy. In this video tutorial, we will be going to discuss about the laboratory diagnosis of urinary tract infection. In the previous video, we were discussed about what is UTI, what are all the possible causes of UTI and organisms associated with urinary tract infection, what are all the symptoms, control measures, everything. And in this tutorial, we will be going to discuss about the laboratory diagnosis. Don't worry, I will be sharing the description of the previous video and its corresponding YouTube link, right, at the end of the video, or you can check the description of this video, right. What is actually laboratory diagnosis? Laboratory diagnosis of UTI involves a combination of tests. It is a procedure done in the laboratory to find out the possible causes or the organisms associated with the cause of urinary tract infection. So, as the definition reveals, it helps to identify the presence of bacteria, viruses, or other pathogens in the urine. So, imagine this is the way we can collect the urine sample in the laboratory for analysis. So, ultimately the procedure, so called the laboratory diagnosis, help us to identify the presence of causative organisms in the urine. Further, these tests can help to confirm the diagnosis of UTI and guide appropriate treatment. We studied that if the treatment is not given at the right time, it may ascend to other vital organs, probably kidney may be damaged. So, early detection of the infection will also help us to guide us, right, to start the treatment procedure during the early stage of infection. What is actually urine analysis? Urine analysis. Urine analysis is a simple and commonly used test that examine the physical and the chemical properties of urine, right. So, these two things are examined. One is the physical property as well as the chemical property of the urine, like appearance of the urine. Cloudy or hazy urine may indicate the presence of white blood cells or bacteria. Appearance of urine, in the next slide I will be showing the different colors of urine collected from a patient suspect to have urinary tract infection. Color of the urine and odor of the urine, as well as odor in the sense smell, right, and pH of the urine. So, these are all the properties analyzed in the laboratory to confirm whether the patient is carrying the potential pathogenic agent associated with urinary tract infection, right. Right. So, this is what I told you in the previous slide. So, this is the color of normal urine actually. This is the color of normal urine. If infected, we can see the urine in different colors. This is the bloody form of urine. And these infected urine samples may be exhibiting some different smell. These smells are also an indication that the patient is having or the patient is carrying the infectious agent associated with urinary tract infection. And following are the tests like specific gravity, leukocyte esterase, right. This enzyme actually, leukocyte esterase, is produced by white blood cells, and its presence in urine suggests inflammation or urine inflammation or infection, right. So this leukocyte esterase is an example for markers, right, biomarkers. So the presence of this enzyme in the urine will help us to understand that the urine or the what so called the organs are the pivotal organs are getting infected by the pathogenic agent. Added nitrites. Nitrites are produced by certain types of bacteria that can cause UTI, right. Presence of nitrites in the urine sample also indicate the presence of pathogenic agents associated with urinary tract infection. Another important procedure done in the laboratory, as well as it is recommended by the physician, is to go for urine culture. What is actually urine culture? Urine is collected, and the collected urine is allowed to inoculated onto a plate containing suitable medium. Suitable medium. So after providing particular time period, the organism will grow on the surface of the uh, media, so that it will enable the laboratory assistant to count the number of colonies. It is said to be the colony forming unit. So here I have given what is colony forming unit. The high colony forming unit count indicates a significant bacterial infection. So urine culture is a normal test recommended by a physician for a patient suspect to have urinary tract infection. So these are all, this is actually the laboratory setup, right. This is a plate having the growth of the pathogen responsible for causing UTI, right, growth of bacterium. So this is actually the nutrient medium with bacteria. Bacteria in the sense the organism associated with the UTI, right, remember. And upon culturing the organism, we could find the presence of the bacterial population in the bacterial colonies, bacterial smear, right. So these are all the bacterial population responsible for causing urinary tract infection in humans. Microscopic study, this is very fundamental one and also an essential one, and it will enable us to visualize bacteria and crystals in the urine, and this test can also helpful in identifying the cause of UTI, right. Microscopy is very essential technique. Even sometimes the urine sample may be subjected to centrifugation, and the concentrate may be examined under the microscopy for the presence of cells and bacteria, right. So one should be capable of working in a microscope, though it is a very fundamental instrument in biological laboratory. A candidate or a life science student should have all the knowledge about the microscope, right, so that he can interpret the results in a better way when compared to a normal biochemist, right. Microscopic analysis followed by the normal urine culture procedure, and there are a few other tests like urine cytology, kidney ultrasound, right. This is kidney ultrasound is an imaging technique, can help to identify the abnormalities associated with kidney, right. So yesterday we studied that the infection in the kidney is said to be pyelonephritis. So it can be identified by kidney ultrasound technique. Another study called cytoscopy, right. Sorry, it is I misspelled it. Actually, it is cystoscopy. The procedure involves inserting a thin tube with a camera into a bladder to visualize the urinary tract and look for signs of infection or other abnormalities. So it is also a diagnostic procedure to identify the presence or the condition of the urinary system or urinary tract. Well, hope you all well thorough about the laboratory diagnosis of urinary tract infection. Guys, urinary tract infection is easily a treatable one. There are plenty of therapeutic techniques available for the infection. If untreated or if it is neglected, if the symptom is neglected by the patient, it may leads to fatal conditions like even the kidney becomes affected. So, be thorough about each and every procedure and try to spread the awareness with your family, friends, with your relatives. Right? Stay tuned with me. Bye bye. Take care.